Welcome guys, I'm Jish. If you enjoyed the last video, I've got another little bike of London to share with you, so enjoy the video.
So I'm Jack from Scars Motorcycles, which is a small workshop based in Peckham, and it was just a decision to get hands-on with motorbikes from being inspired by going to the bike shed and various other shows around the country. So yeah, I've been invited down to the bike shed just to display the most recent build I did for this year's show in May down at Tobacco Docks. So to introduce it, it's just a CG125. So Scars Motorcycles originally started in Bristol and found a reasonably priced workshop with no windows in a shared warehouse, and I built my first custom, which was a CB650, which was a 2018 show, and then through various circumstances moved back to London and got lucky with a friend of mine who renovated a little plasterer's workshop near Peckham, and he offered me a cheap space. So yeah, just fortunate that came about. And yeah, so it's nice being in London, being close to the shed. Plenty of stuff going on throughout the year. I took this bike to the Mile recently, which is why it's probably still a little bit dirty if you look closely. But yeah, I'll talk a bit more about the bike. This is originally a 1995 CG125 Honda. I took it down to the workshop and began sort of planning out what I want to do. I studied automotive design at university. Through that skill of sort of, you know, sketch and draw and design, and use a bit of CAD as well, just to get a feeling of what I want to do rather than just sort of putting it together as I go along. It had a sort of a vision, if you like. So I'll start off with the bones of the bike, so the frame. So that's been stripped back of any unnecessary you know, metal fixings or previous fixings where other stuff would be attached to. And then obviously chopped off at the back and attached the rear hoop. And then other little add-ons which I plan to do, like for the headlight attachment, they all get welded on before it gets sent off to the powder coaters, where it was coated with it's black but it has a slight fleck to it. So obviously it's not the original tank. If you look at my Instagram, you can see the original sort of 90s CG125 that was sort of red and like designed like a blancmange basically. So I took tank from 1970s CG, just a nicer classic looking tank for the style I was going for. That was sprayed by Paint Monkey down in Somerset, did a really great job. And the colours actually off of Ford. I find that colours already used on automotive cars are quite good because of the way they're designed to reflect the light and obviously in the sunshine. So the handlebars are just some rental bars, medium rise I think they are, more vintage style looking grips, simple little headlight with the LED indicators which I've just attached to the front there. And then I don't have an English wheel or facilities to shape aluminium, so they were rolled from a guy now, and then I just finished off. He just basically gave me a big roll of aluminium which was rolled roughly in the diameter I wanted it, and I sort of trimmed them and cut them into place. Same with the rear, which I'll talk about in a second. For the keener eye, you'll notice there's no brake lever. Unfortunately, someone decided to snap them off, including my clutch. So if you're wondering why there's a bit of a strange arrangement on the handlebars, it's because yeah, someone broke them off. So I rode here to the bike shed just with the rear brake, and if my mum or girlfriends are listening, then that's perfectly safe. So yeah, and then a little speedo. Just, you know, obviously just keep everything simple and pared back as possible to keep like a nice clean look. So with the engine, that's pretty standard, apart from obviously fiddling around with the carburetor because the foam filter obviously changes the balance of air going in. So just a bit of rejetting with that. And obviously it was rebuilt because to powder coat it, you need to strip it all down and get rid of all the blast material and then rebuild it from scratch. Very simple engine to work on. And the exhaust, that's just a sort of universal, which just, you know, just fitted and sounded nice. So the seat, obviously it's just made up of metal framework which has a lip around it, so all the electrics and battery can fit underneath that saddle. And if these bags weren't here, you know, it's a very clean look to the bike. And then the seat, just a leather material on there. And in the back, yeah, another little mud guard which incorporates the tail light and LED indicators. The wheels, they're standard spokes, so luckily the bike, although the rest was a bit poor design in my opinion, it did come with a wire wheel, so it's quite easy just to get them restored and then looking like a, you know, a classic sort of bike. And they're just Continental knobblies on there. Other than that, I think that's the bike. So another part of what I've been doing with Scars is designing pannier bags and other sort of luggage accessories. Travelling with motorcycles is a passion of mine. That's how I got into motorcycling. I did a trip to India where I bought a Royal Enfield and cobbled together various bags and bits and bobs to complete the journey from south to Delhi, to the north. And so it's always been in the back of my head about maybe I could do my own bags and have a crack at it myself. So this is sort of the first iteration of the bag. But yeah, so the bag is wax cotton with a heavy nylon lining, so very, very waterproof and very durable. And the look I was going for, as you can see, is quite simple and classic, so it doesn't detract attention from your bike. It's got a roll top bag, just like you get with a sort of canoe bag, so it creates a waterproof seal at the top, and they're just secured in place with stainless steel cam buckles. And on the front you have another sort of just small pocket, and in there you've got a small toggle as well. So along with the bag, I've designed a tool roll. Briefly show you that now. I've been using these for the past few months, so just to get an idea of how they're working. The idea is that the tool roll can attach to the bag, hook it on a little toggle, and then if you're at the side of the road or something, you can just have your tools there, little zip pockets and any spare parts. The attachment on the bike is just with some ladder locks and triple buckles. I'm currently developing a new bag because there's, like I say, always room for improvement. The next bag I'm designing should be released at next year's Bike Shed show. So yeah, that's my workshop, that's my bike, that's my bags, and thanks to Jish for inviting me down to the Bike Shed today. He's doing a bit of a week takeover, pretty exciting for him, and yeah, thanks for having me.